Imagine a plane so fast, so powerful, and so advanced that it was deemed too dangerous to even exist. This isn't science fiction. This is the story of a real aircraft, a machine that pushed the boundaries of what was thought possible and, in doing so, sealed its own fate. We're talking about an aircraft that could have changed the course of aviation history forever. It all started in the crucible of the Cold War. The race for technological supremacy between the East and West was at its peak. Every day brought new breakthroughs, new ambitions, and new fears. In this high-stakes game of cat and mouse, air superiority was everything. The nation that controlled the skies controlled the world. Both sides were pouring billions into developing faster, higher-flying, and more lethal aircraft. Spy planes like the U-2 and the SR-71 Blackbird were already rewriting the rulebook, but some engineers dreamed of going even further. They envisioned a machine that wasn't just an incremental improvement. They wanted a quantum leap. An aircraft that could fly at speeds and altitudes that would make it untouchable. A ghost in the sky that could strike anywhere, anytime, without warning. This vision began to take shape on classified drawing boards, hidden away in top-secret research facilities. The project was given a codey name, known only to a select few. The goal was simple, yet audacious: to create the ultimate strategic reconnaissance and strike aircraft. The design specifications were mind-boggling for the era. We're talking about speeds exceeding Mach 5, that's 5 times the speed of sound. At that velocity, you could cross the continental United States in under an hour. To achieve this, the aircraft needed a revolutionary propulsion system, something beyond conventional jet engines. Engineers turned to a radical concept: a combined-cycle engine. At lower speeds, it would operate like a traditional turbojet. But as it accelerated, the engine would transform, becoming a ramjet that scooped up air at supersonic speeds to generate immense thrust. The materials required to build such a craft were equally exotic. The sheer friction of flying at Mach 5 would heat the aircraft's skin to temperatures that would melt conventional aluminum or even titanium. So, designers had to pioneer new alloys, composites, and ceramic materials capable of withstanding this infernal heat. The leading edges of the wings and nose cone were expected to glow red-hot during flight. The entire structure had to expand and contract with the extreme temperature changes without tearing itself apart. Its operational altitude was just as ambitious, soaring into the upper stratosphere, over 100,000 feet. At that height, the sky turns a dark, deep blue, and you can see the curvature of the Earth. From up there, the aircraft would be immune to existing surface-to-air missiles and interceptor jets. It could photograph a target on the ground with incredible precision while remaining completely safe. It was designed to be the ultimate eye in the sky. But this plane wasn't just for spying, it was designed with a dual purpose. In its belly, it could carry a new generation of devastating high-speed kinetic weapons. From its perch on the edge of space, it could launch projectiles at incredible velocities, striking targets thousands of miles away with pinpoint accuracy in a matter of minutes. It wouldn't need explosives. The sheer kinetic energy of the impact would be enough to obliterate any hardened bunker or command center. It was a global strike platform, a silent, swift sword of Damocles hanging over any potential adversary. As the prototype, let's call it Aurora for the sake of our story, began to take shape, its capabilities became terrifyingly clear. The team building it was creating something more than just a plane. They were creating a weapon that could destabilize the entire global balance of power. Think about it. An undetectable, unstoppable aircraft that could deliver a decisive first strike from anywhere on the planet within an hour. It would render existing defenses obsolete overnight. The ethical and geopolitical implications were staggering. Who would control such a weapon? What would stop a nation possessing it from acting with impunity? The existence of this aircraft would create a new, even more terrifying arms race. Nations would scramble to develop their own hypersonic platforms and space-based defenses, leading to an escalation that could spiral out of control, potentially moving conflict into space itself. The doctrine of mutually assured destruction, which had kept a fragile peace for decades, would be thrown into question. As the first test flights began under the cover of darkness in remote, desolate locations, the rumors started. Strange sonic booms were heard where no known aircraft should be flying. Unexplained triangular contrails, sometimes called donuts on a rope, were spotted high in the stratosphere. Observers reported seeing a craft moving at impossible speeds, outrunning fighter jets sent to intercept it as if they were standing still. These sightings fueled speculation about a top-secret black project, a phantom aircraft pushing the limits of physics. Inside the program, the successes were piling up. The prototype was meeting, and in some cases exceeding, its insane performance goals. It was a marvel of engineering, a testament to human ingenuity. But with each successful flight, the sense of dread among its creators and the top brass grew. They had succeeded too well. They had built a perfect weapon, and that was precisely the problem. The very power of the aircraft made it a political hot potato. If its existence were to become public, it would trigger an international crisis. Allies would feel threatened, demanding access to the technology. Adversaries would see it as an existential threat, forcing them into a desperate, aggressive posture. The potential for miscalculation, for a preemptive strike based on fear, was immense. The plane designed to ensure security was now threatening to shatter it. A secret high-level meeting was convened. It included the project's lead scientists, military leaders, and top government officials. The debate was intense. On one side, military strategists argued that the aircraft was the ultimate deterrent, a weapon so powerful it would guarantee peace through dominance. On the other side, diplomats and political analysts warned of the catastrophic destabilization it would cause. They argued that some technologies are simply too dangerous to possess, that the power to strike anywhere, anytime without consequence, was a power no single nation should hold. Ultimately, the argument for restraint won. The conclusion was chilling. The aircraft was too effective, too revolutionary, too dangerous to exist in the current geopolitical landscape. The risk of it falling into the wrong hands, or of its very existence, sparking a new, more dangerous Cold War, was too great. The decision was made, in absolute secrecy, to terminate the program. The prototypes were dismantled. The blueprints were burned. The revolutionary engine designs were locked away in the deepest vaults. The teams of brilliant engineers and pilots, who had dedicated years of their lives to the project, were sworn to a lifetime of silence, their achievements erased from the official records. The aircraft that could have defined the 21st century was deliberately uninvented. It became a ghost, a legend whispered about by aviation enthusiasts and conspiracy theorists, but officially, it never existed. Today, fragments of its technology have likely trickled down into modern military and civilian aerospace programs. The advanced materials, the hypersonic flight data, the engine concepts, they didn't just disappear. They were absorbed and repurposed for other, less provocative projects. But the complete aircraft, the singular machine that combined all these elements into an unstoppable strategic weapon, remains a phantom. Its story serves as a powerful cautionary tale. It reminds us that progress for its own sake isn't always a good thing. Sometimes the greatest wisdom lies not in asking, "Can we build it?" but in asking, "Should we?" The tale of this lost aircraft is a testament to the idea that some doors, once opened, can never be closed, and that sometimes the most responsible act is to leave that door untouched. It was a machine ahead of its time, a technological titan that was ultimately defeated not by an enemy, but by its own terrifying potential. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, make sure to hit that like button. And subscribe for more dives into the world of secret technology and lost history. Let me know in the comments what you think. Could such an aircraft still be flying in secret today? See you in the next one.